What's up, everybody? Big Herc 916. And, I just want to speak on the NBA walking out in a stand against police brutality. And what is their end game? Now, when you talk about these athletes, these people who are paid large sums of money to entertain and perform, certain athletic acts, um, you know, entertain the fans, be, representatives of their cities. You know what would really make a difference? And, I'm kind of stealing this idea from another person I heard on social media, is for all these so-called super athletes, these guys who are making millions and millions of dollars, for them to leave their white castles and go into the communities as far as where they grew up at and walk with the people. Go down, meet with the heads of these cities, these communities, and make some demands for justice reform, for police reform. It's easy to talk about something in the luxury of your house and, be chilling and, 5,000 square feet and have all the amenities at your disposal. But there are people who don't have that luxury, people who are still there in their communities where these people grew up, that aspire to, be like a lot of these athletes, but maybe don't have the talent. Maybe some do have the potential talent to make it to the league. But if these athletes went to these communities they grew up in, whether it's, Ohio or Wisconsin, California, Washington, and just really put together some peaceful protests, like what Malcolm X would do, what Martin Luther King would do, you would have millions of people, not Antifa assholes, not George Soros, BLM. You would have people walking in solidarity, taking a stand, and you could really make some shit happen, man. I know that we're not all treated equal by the police. It's a known fact, man. There's no ifs, ands about it. I've talked to friends that have people in law enforcement in certain cities, and they have codes when they pull up on blacks. There's certain things that trigger certain reactions. It's just the way it is. There's no ifs, ands about it. But there is a way to go about doing things, and when you talk about doing something to create change, it's not about looting, it's not about rioting, it's about finances. And a lot of these big cities depend on these athletes that generate billions of dollars for these cities and states in revenue, whether it's through concessions, whether it's through food and alcohol and beverage, travel. They are the walking financial institution of these cities. Not the owners, the players to combine are what make these cities what they are. The owners own the team, but the players are performing, bringing in the ad revs, bringing in the fan base. So you guys want to make a difference. Why don't you guys go down and get with some real city officials and organize things in your communities and watch how much things will be affected. You talking about creating change, you talk about moving the crowd like Eric B and Rakim, you're gonna move the crowd, man. But you got to do it in a way where you're not saying it from some microphone sitting behind some studio talking about you're fed up, police brutality. Show the people, man. Show the people. There's people who are legit, have their businesses burned down and looted. And then you have somebody saying that's reparations. That ain't how you get reparations, by burning another person's business who worked hard, who is out here trying to carry on their legacy, and now they have to resort to violence to protect themselves. That's not reparations, man. You want to get reparations? Well, the people who now have the economic and financial power to do so need to step up. I'm not in that position. I'm not no major figure on ESPN that has all these millions of fans that can actually get the voices out there. But there are people, and if you took however many people you have in the NBA and they did that, man, oh man, things could really go down, because you haven't heard nothing from your major athletes talking about anything outside of what you maybe heard them say on a snidbit on the Skip and Shannon show, or on Undisputed, or ESPN, or something they said real quick on TMZ. They're not really, what are they doing? They're not really out there making anything happen. They talk about, they're all about, they've studied this and read that. Well, what are they doing? They have the power. They have the means. They have the organization. They have the people around them. I try to educate through my channel just to say, hey, man, watch yourself. We're already targeted to some degree, and, you have to be careful. Even if you submit sometimes, they still want to throw a kick in your stomach. But these people who have access to lawyers and attorneys and people who can make things happen can really bring about a positive change without all the negativity, and address a lot of the issues. You got guys on teams that, not everybody's black, and yet we don't have any dialogue between some of these white players and the black players talking to kind of ease the tensions. Why haven't we had any of that? Why haven't we had any real conversations about some of the situations to make everything make sense, so that this is not just, people on the street, hoorah. Actors too. You sit there and you say all that stuff, but you ain't doing nothing either. You got all this power. You want everybody to go see your movie. Want everybody to go buy popcorn and hot tamales when they go watch your movie. But you what are you really doing out here to represent? And I'm talking about really represent. You get this little thing on you. You want to put the fist up, but that's not. I'm for Black lives, but not what they're talking about. I'm not with that. I'm not with no Marxism, no fascism, no socialism. I'm not with conjuring up dark spirits and all this stuff, man. And I'm with having the black male in his household. I'm with the heterosexual nuclear household. I'm all for that. I'm all for a man and a woman raising their kids, positivity, and motivation, a child having both parents, and strengthening that bond so that the kids can actually have a chance in life. I'm all for that, but I'm not for the other bullshit. Keeping it 100. Big Herc 916. Stay laced up.